everyone, welcome back. I just took Charlotte out for a walk and we are having the best pre-fall weather. It's still August, so I'm not going to call it fall just yet, but we've had overcast skies, we've had rain the last couple days, and this morning was a really crisp, misty morning, and so I thought today would be perfect to decorate the living room and give you a living room tour. Autumn is actually my favorite season. I love when the temperature gets cooler and the air feels really crisp. I love the changing of the colors and all the pumpkin goodies that come out. I love pumpkin patches and wearing sweaters and thick socks, so I'm really excited for this time of year. I normally don't decorate until September 1st, but since we're only a week away, I think it's okay to get a little bit ahead. I've been seeing a lot of people online that have been decorating in July already, and that just seems crazy to me. I think I would be so sick of fall decorations by the time even October got here. So as much as I'm excited to put up fall, I'm not trying to skip through summer. So to me, August is what I like to call pre-fall, and it just gives you a little taste of what's to come. One of my goals for rearranging this room and other rooms in the house is not to buy anything new as much as possible. We're definitely going for a more minimalist vibe, and our furniture and artwork that we keep up year round already has autumnal tones to it, so I don't think we actually have to add a whole lot, but let's pull out the tote and see what we have. Okay, here's all the things I have to work with. Mostly a lot of floral sticks and greenery. I've got a couple fake pumpkins, and I don't usually decorate for Halloween, but I do love Hocus Pocus, and that is a pretty generic looking sign, so I'll probably put that up somewhere. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so decorating literally took me 10 minutes. It didn't take long at all. Out of the decorations that I showed you, I think I put up a fourth of what was in there. I just spread a couple fall leaves and pumpkins, fake pumpkins around the house, and that was about it. I could add more, but I'm going to leave it as is and give you a room tour now. Let's start off in the entryway. First of all, we have this little shoe rack. I wasn't really keen on putting a shoe rack there because I didn't want it to look junky and things to just accumulate, but it was easier for us to just drop our shoes there and put a little basket for anything that we run out the door with, like keys, wallets, and stuff. And then this rack that I have hanging above the shoe rack, I actually found at the neighbors across the street for free. It was a light wood color, and so I took it home, sand and stained it to match the wood in the rest of our house, and decorated it with a little tote bag I had and a felt brown hat. This sideboard here I found secondhand years and years ago. I refinished it and it needs a little touch up of white paint, but otherwise it looks in really good condition. The round mirror I actually found on Amazon last year. I really love the shape of it and how it works with the cabinet there. And then I've decorated the sideboard very simply with books in a same neutral white cream color scheme and these brass swan bookends that I found on Etsy, and then a plant, because we do love houseplants, and the green works really well in this room. Over on this wall, we have Charlotte's water and food dish. At the bottom, on the wall above it, I have two matching frames that I found at TJ Maxx. My favorite artwork that we have in our house. I just love these brown hairs. And then we have a similar owl above it in the same colors, so I think that works really well together. And then over here, you will see from the before videos that I moved the sofa away from the wall and floated it in the center of the room. Before I moved the sofa, I really liked the look and feel of having an open living room, but floating this sofa in the center of the room made the bookstands more of a centerpiece instead of looking cluttered in the corner and forgotten. And the sofa itself I found on a company called Apartment 2B. They are a California-based company, and they do a lot of mid-century furniture, and I just love this sofa. It has held up really well. It's 10 years old, but it still looks brand new. And I love the fabric, both the texture and the color of it. It's just the perfect sofa for us. And then in front of the sofa is a coffee table that my grandpa made out of a black walnut tree. He actually cut the tree down himself, and the tree was so large no one had a saw that was big enough to cut it into slabs, so he built his own saw, slabbed it, and then built amazing furniture out of it. And the little side table that we have under the window, that was also made by him from black walnut. And they're very special pieces to me. My grandpa passed away a few years ago, and I think about him all the time, and so it's just a nice way to keep him in our lives even when he is not with us anymore. Like I mentioned, I decided to get rid of the pink wingbacks that were under this chair and replace them with two smaller seats. That way it didn't block the bookcases and you could still squeeze by the sofa on this side. Eventually I'd like to find some antique wooden chairs to replace these black ones, since I stole them from the dining table. But for now they work, and I don't want to pay money for dining chairs, so I'm hoping I can find them free on Facebook Marketplace. And the rug my mom got me last year for my birthday, I believe it's from Oriental Rugs. I love the pattern, and I love the grayish tones, but also that it has a little bit of cream color in it. It works nicely with the sofa and the rest of our furniture. And then finally we have the bookcases and the fireplace mantle. The mantle, when we moved in, had this beautiful dark wood slab at the top, and so I actually built these bookcases to match both the style and the coloring of the wood on each side to give it symmetry. And when we decluttered them last weekend, I kept everything super simple. I tried to stay within the neutral tones for decor and keep it woodland themed and or cottagecore vibes, which I think that it checks all those boxes. The woven baskets I actually bought for our master bedroom to hide some of our belongings at the top of our closet, but once we rearranged the living room, I borrowed them from that room so that I didn't have to buy more baskets. I decided I didn't really need them in the closet anyway, so they worked really well out here. The candelabras on each side of the mantle, I found those at a thrift store in town. Above the sitting area, you will notice that we have Christmas lights and garland hanging. We actually have had that hanging up for the last 2 Christmases. When we put it up, it just looked so pretty, and I didn't want to take it down. The lights also give a beautiful glow in the mornings when we're getting up and don't want to turn on the big lights. So it's a nice ambient light, and it really cozies up the space. The gray and white curtains I actually found at IKEA probably 15 years ago when we first moved into our old apartment. And then the green ones I just bought off of Amazon. Those ones are blackout curtains, and they do a really great job of blocking out the light. once I moved the sofa away from this wall, it definitely had a blank spot, and I knew I wanted to fill it with a small gallery. All the frames are either thrifted or repurposed from around the house. I did not buy any new frames, and most of the artwork are things we have been collecting for a few years or we've had in different rooms and just decided to move them here. So I think that wraps up the room tour. I know I say this every time I redecorate a room, but I think this is now my favorite room of the house. It's just so cozy, and it's just giving off such autumnal vibes that I just want to crawl up under a blanket and read all day. And I'm really excited for it to get a little cooler, and then we can turn on the fireplace, and then I'll just add a super cozy feel to the space. So yeah, this is, I think, the second to the last big project we have around the house. Next month we want to finish the kitchen before my mom and Nana come for a visit. We have a lot of organizing to do in there. Since we rent, we can't do a whole lot, but I think that's the next room we will tackle. And then I also am still working on the office space that I showed you a few videos ago. It's almost done, but I'm saving my money for other things this month, so in October I'm hoping to finish that and give you guys a room tour. Now that I have the living room set, I really want to copy how this room feels and bring it into the office and the bedroom. So I think I will be playing with similar colors and similar style of furniture so that everything coordinates. And so yeah, I will see you guys soon, and I hope you are having a wonderful 1st of September.